get to the money. Gotta get to the money. Early morning, so you know that I'm on it. So you know that I'm on it. Gotta make sure that my family straight. Gotta make sure that the kids and me. Gotta make sure that the bills is paid. And then let's get to the money. Get to the money. Early morning, so you know that I'm on it. And gotta make sure that my family straight. Gotta make sure that the kids and they. Gotta make sure that the bills is paid. And then let's get to the money. Get to the money.
Welcome to another episode of Drinking After Dark, a podcast where we discuss random topics while having a few drinks. I'm your host, Darius, and as always, drink responsibly. And y'all make sure y'all follow Drinking After Dark podcast on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. And y'all make sure y'all hit that like and subscribe to Drinking After Dark podcast YouTube channel. Tonight, I'm drinking on my usual Crown Royal Vanilla mixed with Dr. Pepper and cream soda. Y'all know it's my favorite drink. But if y'all have any suggestions, man, y'all please comment below. Tell me what I should try out next. And I'm letting y'all know new reviews will be coming out soon. You know, once we get our schedules right, we will bring you guys some new reviews. So if y'all have anything that we should review, man, please comment below. And me and my boy James will go ahead and do some reviews for you guys. I hope everybody had a great week. And I know it's been a lot that's been going on, with NFL season, just starting, 2 weeks in, going on this third week. Of course, college football is going on. Of course, Coach Prime is putting Boulder, Colorado on the map. So that's pretty much the number one sports topic that's out there. You see all the sports shows and stuff talking like that. He's Prime. He's Coach Prime. He has that ability. And so I continue them much success to Colorado football program as they head up to Oregon. Get well, Travis Hunter. We all saw the play, and pretty much we all believe, well, most of us believe it was a dirty hit, but get well soon, and we look to see you back on the field and everything like that. Speaking of sports, I want to talk about this because to me, this is kind of like a big deal. To me, I don't know about some of you guys, but we all know people are cutting cable services and they're going straight to streaming. All right. So many different streaming apps out there. You got your Netflix, you have Hulu, you got the Roku channel, you got Disney Plus, you have ESPN Plus, you have Discovery Plus, Paramount Plus, BET Plus. So it's so many streaming platforms out there, Tubi, Pluto TV. It's a lot to keep up, but the announcement came, and I saw this yesterday, and I wanted to bring this up because this is actually a big deal because we know a lot of times these leagues, are trying to figure out ways to reach these consumers, who are cutting cable and they're just going straight to streaming. And with the news, I'm reading from the LA Times, and they reported that and this is by Meg James, pretty much Warner Brothers Discovery announced Tuesday that it will offer its full slate of major sporting events, including NBA, NCAA Men's March Madness, NHL, MLB, and U.S. soccer games to customers of its Max streaming service beginning October 5th for an additional $9.99 a month. Okay. So pretty much you can upgrade your package on Max for $9.99 a month for live sports. Of course, we have the Major League playoffs, Major League Baseball playoffs pretty much getting ready to start. So that would be in time for like the divisional round and everything like that. And of course, NBA season start next month. So this time it could be, it's perfect for it because a lot of people they're not spending money on cable, they're cutting the cable. The cable cords or the satellite. I don't know who still have satellite to be honest with you, but they're getting rid of all of that and they're going straight to streaming. Is which why a lot of cable services are moving to streaming services, right? So, like for instance, you had a like a if you had DirecTV, right? DirecTV had a streaming service called Direct Now, which later became AT&T now because AT&T bought them out. But it was still the same service, different name. And a lot of people were getting it because it's like, hey, I could take my services anywhere I go. I'm basically paying cable, but it's streaming. So I could take this anywhere. I could have it on my phone, your tablet, laptop. So if you're going to be away, you don't want to. If they don't have your favorite channel, whatever hotel you're staying in, you got that, and you start seeing the growth in that. A lot of people like, man, why am I paying this much for cable when I could pretty much cut that in half and get the streaming services, or you could pay for whatever streaming service you want, because some of your favorite shows are on that particular platform. So you're not going to pay cable for pretty much all these channels that you know, you're not going to watch anyway. So you're pretty much paying for stuff that you really want to see, pretty much. Um, and of course, with the NBA, they'll pretty much have like I think about 65 games on there. Of course, they're going to have the play-in tournament. They will have the All Star Saturday, and I think the All Star game as well for Sunday, and some playoffs and things like that. So people don't have to, you know, if they already got the service, they pay that $9.99 extra. They're like, oh, I'm gonna click on this game. I'm gonna watch this game, and you start seeing people getting excited about it. I'm excited about it because you know, to me, it's their way of saying, okay, we have to reach you guys. We're seeing what you're doing. Um, of course, a lot of people are not really tuning into these games like that. As they say they are, but really not. Especially with the NBA, the way the stuff was going, it's like, hey, we need to change. That's why they put in the play-in tournament. Kind of curious to see how that's going to be mid-season. But for a lot of teams, they're like, hey, this doesn't count. We're looking at the big goal, and that's to win the NBA championship. Um, but they're trying to bring people back, right? So they're coming up with new ways, and they're trying to bring people to view the games. Also, they're trying to reach out to the people so they can view the games. So I think this is a good idea. I mean, you already see if you take the NFL, like for instance, I know on Sunday Night Football, I could watch it on Peacock, right? I have Peacock. I could watch Sunday Night Football on Peacock. Um, Thursday night football, you can watch on Amazon Prime. Stuff like that. If you have Amazon Prime, so it's they're every entity of entertainment, and I will include sports in that because it is entertainment, even though it's a sporting event, it's still entertainment. They're figuring out ways to reach the consumers, and I think that's a good thing. Um, I'm just a little curious to see how this is going to play out. I'm just curious to see how this is going to play out, and I'm gonna be honest with you. Um, I don't know if I think they just have a deal with Max. I don't know if they're going to try to expand to other platforms, but for right now, with Warner, Brothers, Discovery, the deal is with Max. So I have Max. So we're gonna see how that plays out, and we're gonna see. We're gonna see. I'm curious. I think I'm gonna go ahead and get it. I don't know if I could upgrade it now. I haven't really tried it. We'll see how that goes. We'll see how that goes. And not only that, but what was it? Did it say? Okay, so not college football, but definitely NCAA men's March Madness. Okay. I wish they could have put women's March Madness in there because the women's tournament was actually more exciting than the men for whatever reason. It was they had a better story than the men's side. In my opinion, they did. You know, to be honest, you know who won the women's championship last year. You don't remember who won the men's championship last season. So they should have added the women's in there too, because there's women who out there who do like um, basketball, especially women's collegiate basketball. So we see how that goes. They might add more. Like I said, it's just this is what they're starting off with right now. So they'll probably add the WNBA, also uh, women's college basketball and things like that, and maybe we'll see what else goes. We'll see how everything goes, but I'm really excited. The streaming services are, pretty much the way of life now. That's how things go. We're always adapting and evolving into new things. And, companies are afraid to adapt because, like, man, how are we going to keep up? You can always keep up. You just don't want to do it. You know what I mean? So I think this is a great idea. Can't wait to see it. Because here's the thing. A lot of us, when we have these apps, right, these streaming services, these apps that we're paying, and I'm gonna be honest with you, you're not paying as much money as you think you are. You might have, let's just say you have like 3 apps, right? You might have Max. You probably have like let me see. I'm just gonna say Peacock, and let's just say you have the Disney Plus. Was it the bundle, right? So the bundle, which I have, is Disney Plus, Hulu, and uh ESPN Plus, right? Which is like I think it was like $12.99 or something like that for the bundle. Then you got the Peacock, which is $4.99, and of course you have Max, is like $9.99. Uh, with the ads, but if you want to do ad free, of course it'll be like $15.99. You have all of that. It's like, yo, that's not really bad. You're paying like what? I was gonna round it up to like $30. You know what I mean? You're gonna pay like $30 for, well, really like 25, you know, but after the taxes they take out, close to $30 for the platforms that you want to use. So instead of paying cable, like you're paying like $150 for cable for a bunch of channels that you're not going to watch anyway. So it's really changing, and I'm here for it. I'm here for it. You know what I mean? So I like what's going on. Personally, I like what's going on. And here's one thing I want to say real quick. It's just my personal opinion. When you already, like I said before, I have the bundle, the Disney Plus, Hulu, ESPN Plus. Of course, you can get live channels with Hulu, which I'm thinking about getting. I think you can add that with a bundle, which would still be, uh, I think it'd probably be cool, but I don't know how that's going to happen. But if I already got the ESPN like Plus, can we just get like the regular ESPN and ESPN2 channels on the bundle? Can we just do that as well? I mean, if there's a primetime game that's going to be on ESPN or even like ABC, right? ABC. Can we just put that on there on Hulu so we can watch those games? I'm just saying, that's just me. Maybe y'all could think about that. Maybe y'all can make that happen. All right. Let's. I don't want to have to go back and pay for some just to watch something. That's just me. So But yeah, that's like one of the to me that's a great uh to me that's great news. Especially with times people are struggling, and stuff like that. I think this is a good move for Warner and Discovery. For to make this move so they can be accessible to those and give them that option. I would basically say I don't. Did they say that? Hold on. Let me look at this real quick. I don't know if they said they're gonna give like a free trial and see how this goes when it launches. I think they should. Um, it doesn't say. Like with a lot of time, like when they decide to do something different, they'll like give you a free trial to see how you like it, and then of course they already gonna ask you for your card and stuff, and they're gonna take it out if you don't cancel that free trial. But I don't. Yeah, they're not doing a free trial. I wish they did so we can know exactly like for that first month, right? Like that first month, like give them the free trial, see how people like it. If they don't like it, it won't cost them anything. Because usually it's 7 days, but because you launch on October 5th, of course, the season don't start. I think they start in mid October now. The NBA season, I think it's mid October now. No, give them a chance to really test it out and see how they like it. That's the only thing I would say about that. Test it out, see how they like it, and if they like it, go ahead charge them. If they don't, hey, go ahead cancel that upgrade. But yeah, man, that's something that definitely you should do. And it's kind of like what they're doing. Like I said, they saw everything else. Like you take the WWE, you know, they put. You know how for those who are old enough to remember, you actually had to go. It's kind of like boxing right now. You got to pay for a fight, pay per view. Same thing like with like WWE. You have to go pay for the pay per views and everything like that. Now all those what would have been pay per views are now on Peacock. So if you already have a subscription to Peacock, you can watch all that stuff right then and there. You don't have to pay anything extra. So even though Peacock is free and they have some free stuff on there, but you want to pay the subscription, which is like $4.99 a month, then that's something that I would consider, especially if you're a big wrestling fan. I know um, wrestling went through change and everything like that, which brings me up to the next topic and the last topic I'm gonna talk about. Um, Even though I have not watched wrestling in a minute. I caught it here and there, but I haven't really been a big time wrestling fan since the aggression era. Of course, I grew up on the Attitude era. With and when I say the Attitude era, I'm really talking about the times when WCW, WWE was going at it, Monday Night Wars, NWO versus WCW. Then you have WWE with Stone Cold, The Rock, Triple H, D Generation X, um, of course Vince McMahon. You know, it kind of went up. It was the Attitude Era. Undertaker, Kane, Mankind. Those are the wrestlers I grew up watching. So for those who don't know, WWE pretty much finalized the sale. Well, I'm gonna say Vince McMahon because he was all behind this. Vince McMahon, WWE finalized the sale to Endeavor, which owns UFC, and came with that. There were some massive layoffs and stuff like that. Some fan favorites were laid off, but I would say this, and this is just my opinion given on the state of what happened. Usually, when you have, I would say this. Okay. At times when you have been in a position of power for such a long time, a lot of times you don't want to give up that power. And you don't know when it's your time to leave. It's, if it's supposed to be a family legacy type thing, then, you should pass it down to the next generation, right? Vince McMahon's father pretty much sold the company to him. Uh, and he took it, he grew it to what it is today. But we all know recently there's been some behind the scenes drama with WWE and how everything was taking place. And WWE, from what I've been hearing, that with Triple H and Stephanie McMahon, they have been getting the company back on track. Storylines, the stuff that people want to see and the stuff that really makes sense, right? Basically, go back to how wrestling was, you know, and so Vince McMahon pretty much sold, I guess, his his shares with the company. He pretty much owned the company. He had control of the shares and everything. But if y'all know, he actually had to, I guess, step away from the company for a while because he had these allegations that he was paying his mistresses with company funds, which when they investigated came out to be true. And it was it was it was a bad look for Vince McMahon, but to say that, it's shocking, no. We know things like this happen. All right. But when he stepped aside, you kind of saw what was happening. You start seeing fans starting to stay coming back around to the company. The loyal fans start coming back to the company. And they they uh they loved the direction it was going in. And then all of a sudden Vince McMahon came back and wanted his position back by any means necessary. Which to me I think was the basis of selling the company. Because, you know, a lot of times, when you have a business like that, you want it to be a family legacy, right? It was built on the name McMahon, right? From his father to him. And you'll think it will pass it down to uh, Shane, Stephanie, and I'm going to say even Triple H because that's his son in law. No, let the next generation take over. But like I said, sometimes you don't know when it is your time to like to step aside, right? Some people don't think like that. And y'all ever seen Vince McMahon's like you see him now, you like, yo, what is going on? Nobody knows what's going on. Well, we do. We seen the surgery. Um, okay, so uh deal pretty much here's the deal pretty much. Endeavor UFC would take 51% ownership stake with WWE shareholders, retaining 49% of the company. Uh executive chairman, Vince McMahon, the who was the largest current shareholder, will remain chairman of the WWE portion of the new company sitting on behind Endeavor, founder of the new company. Now, there's been stuff said that a lot of people don't realize it's been like some beef between UFC and WWE. Um, and at one point, I guess they said that Shane McMahon was trying to buy the UFC, but his father said no, which is crazy. But the deal, let me see. The company sold for billions of dollars, right? Let me see. When did it actually close the deal? Uh, so they pretty much closed it. So it was back on September 12th. I knew it was like recently. Um, and it's gonna be a new outlook. I think Tony Khan. Let me see who's the new president of WWE. But it's going to be different. It's going to be an adjustment for everybody. I don't know how they're going to do it. Uh, we don't know what's happening or what the I forgot what the details is. Let me see. They said Frank Riddick is the so pretty much Vince McMahon is no longer a majority owner of the company, which is still sad because you want to see him pass that down to his kids. But I think his ego got in the way. He felt like, what, and I don't think he really took ownership of his actions and what he's done, to which led to his point. He always wanted to be in control. And he kind of, and to me, this is just me, I felt like he kind of like stabbed his family in the back. Like, okay, watch this. I'm going to sell this. It's no longer going to be a McMahon, family legacy thing anymore. And I think that's pretty sad because you know, I feel like Shane could have, Stephanie, Triple H, they could have taken this company and they were headed in that direction. And I feel like they could have continued on and made it better. But sometimes, man, when you in that position of power and you at the age where you don't realize, I probably need to start stepping to it, slowly progressing myself. Let me go ahead and move to the side to where I can, allow the next generation to take over. Truly make this a legacy thing, but he didn't do that. So, but congratulations to Endeavor. They bought WWE. Disappointed in Vince McMahon for what he did. I felt like, you could have passed everything down to your family, for generations and generations, but now not so much because your ego got in the way, and in a way you was kind of looking for payback, and I guess you got it. So I guess this deal in a way still keeps him in some sort of power. If that's what he was looking for, he got it. So, but again, I'm not a big wrestling fan as I once was, because you kind of saw where this was going eventually, and it happened. So, well, we'll just see how this company goes. But for all those who got laid off, when they did their cuts and everything to the superstars, we know they're going to bounce back. There's so many different promotions out there. They're going to find a gig. And I think some of them were ready to leave the company. So, good luck to all of them, man. And I know their career's going to keep going and it ain't going to stop. That's just how I think that's just how it's going to be. They ain't going to stop. They can make names. You got people who switch companies all the time. What happens? They switch companies all the time. With their talent, their knowledge, I mean, they still going to have a career. They're free agents, so they're going to get picked up pretty soon, right? Once they get their the details and the contracts right. All right, y'all, man. So look, I want to appreciate all of you for tuning in to Drinking After Dark podcast. New episodes are uploaded every Friday. So y'all check it right here on YouTube, or you can listen on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio. Please support, tell your friends and family about it. Run these subscribes up, man. So y'all hit that subscribe button. Until next time, y'all. I'm Darius from Drinking After Dark podcast, and we out. Peace.
Gotta get to the money. Gotta get to the money. Early morning, so you know that I'm on it. So you know that I'm on it. Gotta make sure that my family straight. Gotta make sure that the kids and me. Gotta make sure that the bills is paid. Get to the money. Get to the money. Early morning, so you know that I'm on it. Gotta make sure that my family straight. bills is paid, and then let's get to the money. Get to the money. Uh-huh.